We're making a list, we're checking it twice. We're going to find out if Santa's naughty or nice. You're the jury, you decide. Is Santa a criminal? That's right, now this channel is monetized in a desperate bid to cash in on enhanced Christmas advertising rates. We're asking,
what am I getting for Christmas?
Is Santa a crook? This is the prosecution case. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Father Christmas is sus. Very sus. He works under the cover of night. He sneaks around. He doesn't want to be seen, and he uses a bunch of aliases. Come on, you know he's guilty. Just look at him. No way that beard is real. Let's start with the obvious crime. Burglary. It's a crime just about everywhere on the planet. In Finland, it's called domestic invasion. In Canada, breaking and entering. In Sweden, it's unlawful intrusion. In the USA, housebreaking. But in Pakistan, best of all, it's called lurking house trespass after dark. What a beautiful way to describe burglary. Whatever you call it, nearly everywhere, burglary is entering a property as a trespasser with the intent to commit a crime. I would submit to you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that a very portly gentleman forcing his way down a narrow chimney is reckless and very likely to cause criminal damage at the very least. The maximum sentence for burglary here in England and Wales is 14 years. There's 28.2 million households in the UK. So, after 100 years of misbehaviour, Santa's looking at 39,500 years in prison. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, in his defence, Mr. Kris Kringle, aka Saint Nick, aka Santa Claus, aka Father Christmas, in his defence, he'll say it's not trespass. He'll say kids are inviting him into their homes. And you know what? That's true. Children around the world Children around the world leave the defendant a stocking under the tree, a mince pie on the mantelpiece, and a carrot for that red-nosed getaway driving reindeer. I put it to you, reasonable parents don't want strange, bearded men wandering around their children's bedrooms in the middle of the night. Children occupy homes, but they're not the legal tenants. They don't pay the rent. They don't pay the mortgage. They've got no right inviting anybody into the house, and so there. I don't think you can argue an invitation from a nappy-wearing, dummy-sucking 3-year-old really counts legally as a right that overrides the will of the lawful tenant. It's a crime spree of unprecedented proportions, a litany of larceny. There are about 2.2 billion children in the world, on average 2 per household. That's 1.1 billion houses. About a third believe in Santa. That's 733 million children. If you see a child writing to Santa this Christmas, take him to your nearest police station for aiding and abetting a worldwide criminal conspiracy to burglary. And yes, let's nick St. Nick before he nicks from you. Santa has 48 hours to visit 366 million homes. To do that, he needs to go at least 97,294 miles an hour. That's too fast. There's speed limits for a reason. You can't go flying around the planet at 100 times the speed of sound. At those speeds, friction is going to vaporise everything. The defendant recklessly risks setting the atmosphere on fire and barbecuing the planet. That's not jolly at all. Santa is a Yuletide yob. Flying at more than 250 knots below 10,000 feet is a crime too. But that's not all. Under the UK Standardised European Regulations of the Air 2012, all flights have to file a flight plan before setting off with their local air navigation service provider. You know, the CAA here, the FAA in the States. Santa should provide position reports and maintain ground-to-air communication. But does he? No, he bloody doesn't. Santa flouts the rules. It's a crime. Santa's a criminal. In the UK, Santa faces a maximum fine of £2,500. And oh yes, Santa is getting the maximum. Let's face it, he's been flouting that legislation for years. Santa isn't jingling my bells. He sees you when you're sleeping and he knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so you better be sure he's in contravention of Article 4 of GDPR. For goodness sake. Look at the camera, smile. You're an elf. That's what elves do, isn't it? Just look busy, elves are busy. Right. Oh, Santa. Look busy, like an elf. Ready? 3, 2, 1, cue. You're on. Okay, I'll do it. Santa lives in the North Pole. Why does he live in the North Pole? I'll tell you why. The North Pole is the only place he can live. Santa's a crook, an international desperado who breaks the law once a year, in every country of the world and every single jurisdiction on Earth. And you work for him. Thank you very much. That was fantastic. Santa doesn't live in the North Pole, he's hiding out in the North Pole. The North Pole is international waters. No policeman can touch the big man in the big red coat up at the North Pole. There's no extradition from the North Pole. International law can't touch him up there. International law only concerns itself with big crimes. Santa's a crook, but it's mostly burglary, and that's petty crime. He's safe if he stays well above the 67th parallel. Santa is a cunning crook. He's on his toes. He's evading the law, but the North Pole is governed by the law of the sea. It's well known that Santa has an army of elves making presents throughout the year. Santa pays elves with candy cane, with the best will in the world, flavoured, multicoloured walking stick shaped striped sugary confectionery is not legal tender, and Santa is in breach of Article 99 of the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, 1982. Moreover, if those elves are digging up more than 38,000 tonnes of nickel, copper, cobalt or manganese from the North Pole to make presents, then Santa, as their employer, is in breach of Article 151. Every one of the 169 nations that signed that treaty is obliged to hunt down and prosecute the felonious Father Christmas. Yes, they are. So is Santa Claus really a criminal? Every year, St. Nick brings presents, joy and cheer to millions of children around the world. Presents symbolise the hopes and dreams of global peace. The smiles of innocent children are the worldwide wonder that we can all cherish. Bah humbug! He's a criminal. He's a crook. He needs to be taken down. I urge you to find the defendant guilty as charged. Happy Christmas, have a wonderful happy Christmas, but if you see that crook Santa Claus, you call the police. Happy Christmas and a wonderful New Year, bye-bye. How was that? Did I pass the audition? Very good, how are you doing, sir? All-purpose compost, is that what you think of the show? I'm from North Pole News. Yeah, if you watch North Pole News tonight, you'll be on it. I was Santa Claus at the school yesterday, it was the most fun I've ever had, it was fantastic. It is just lovely. That's right, when the headmaster needs someone short, fat, grey and old, he comes looking for me. Watch this.
Hello everybody! Hello everybody! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! So I remember you from last year!
Santa Claus. He's very naughty. He's been breaking into houses all over the country. I'm in contact with the police. They're trying to track him down. If you see this man, please have him arrested. You haven't seen a large fat man with a big jolly beard, have you? There's a lot of them. This time of the year, there are a lot of them. This is the most fun you can have with your clothes on, if you were worried. Oh,